If the zombie apocalypse happened right now, what would be your plan for survival? Let's chat about those in the comments below. Hey, movie fans, welcome back to my channel. My name is Luke Irvin, and today we're going to talk about Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead dropped today on Netflix, though it has been in the theater for about a week now, so possible that you've already seen it, but I'm still going to keep this spoiler free. All right, so Army of the Dead. This film takes place in Vegas. Just imagine just Vegas casinos, gambling, and zombies. That really sets the tone right there, because this movie is definitely a pretty wild ride. So the opening sequence on this is really fun. Really sets it up, gets you excited, gets you going. But let's dive into the film. So the zombie apocalypse has happened. We're basically set in Vegas the entire time. You don't get too much context past that with what's going on, but you get a little bit of insight into, like, what initially happens, what's basically ground zero at Vegas, and what the people there are doing to survive. So to get into the core story, we're kind of focusing on one particular character who's hiring a group of mercenaries to basically go into the quarantine zone and steal something for them. So it's really interesting. This is like a heist movie, but it's a zombie film as well. And very strong cast. One of our main cast members is Dave Bautista. Really fantastic job, really fun. But let's go into the goods and the bads. I do want to keep this as spoiler free as possible, so let's start off with the goods. So the goods is, this is a very fun film. Zack Snyder, he just got off this high with Justice League, and now he's going back into the zombie mode. A lot of action. There is a great deal of action. You get a lot of guns, you get a lot of zombies, you get, even past zombies, you get zombie animals in this one as well. So if you've seen the trailer, I don't think this is a spoiler, but the trailer, I believe, shows a zombie tiger, and you get one other zombie animal as well, which is pretty fun. And what's really unique about this is you get this different layers of zombies. So you're not just getting that traditional, just walks really slow and just looking to eat whatever's living in and near it, but you get this hierarchy of zombies, which is really fascinating. Not something we've kind of seen it in other films before, but not really so much with this level of zombie in one particular film. So, you look at this film, it's gorgeous to watch. I would definitely say go see this in a movie theater. It's a tough one. I think this movie would be a lot of fun in the movie theater. This is a great popcorn flick, and the cast just keeps the pace moving. You get a lot of humor in this, but plenty of zombies, plenty of shooting, plenty of guts and blood and all that. But we got to get into the bad things. And I wouldn't really call these bad things. I would say there's a lot in this film that I could nitpick. So this is a good film, but there's too much to nitpick that would make this a great film. So let's talk a little bit about those. First one being the runtime. This movie is 2 hours and 28 minutes. It is really long. The script is also not the strongest. If they would have tightened the script, shortened down that runtime, it would have been a lot more enjoyable, because there are a couple of moments that just kind of drag, and it's like, and the script isn't that strong. So you're doing a little bit of character development, which is fine, but I think it could have been a little bit tighter. Another thing is you get a few moments in this film, and I don't want to go into these. If you're interested, I can do a spoiler review and we can really deep dive, but there's 3 moments that happen in this film that are really interesting. That's all you get. I won't go into what these 3 moments are, but they're really interesting, and it kind of gets you. I get the whole point. The point is probably to push this towards a sequel, because you will leave this film with a lot of questions that don't get answered. But there's 3 moments in particular where I was just like, whoa, this is new. Like, let's see where this goes. But it doesn't go anywhere. It's really unfortunate. And those are the biggest things. Outside of that, the one last thing I would probably note is, artistically, Snyder's got a way of doing very particular things in his films. In regard with this one, and you get this pretty much through the entire film. When he's doing his shots, you get that focus on the main character, but he wants to blur everything in the background, and you get that in almost every shot from start to finish. It's kind of cool when you first see it, but it's either going to annoy people or you'll eventually just kind of look past it. So it's one of those things I just had to get used to. Some of the music in this is kind of interesting. Like, he does this, he even did this in Justice League. Like, Justice League had some music in it where I was just scratching my head, like, why this doesn't really need to be in here. But the music in this one's not too bad. You get a lot of fun moments, you get a lot of interesting moments, but you do get some frustrating moments. So for me, it's a fun film. It's a great popcorn flick. It could have been a really, really good film, almost a great film, but I am curious to see if they're going to push this towards a sequel and maybe dive deeper into some of these things or answer some of the questions that we just don't get an answer to. So, Army of the Dead, check it on Netflix today. I'm going to give this movie a B-. Really fun. If they would have fixed some of these nitpicky things, I probably could have gone to a B+ or maybe even an A-. But without that, I would probably check this one out again. This is one of those films, like, if I've got nothing going on and I'm just in the mood to catch a zombie flick, I'd probably throw this one on. It's really fun. So thanks so much checking this out. Been gone for a while, but I'm going to try to get back in a regular schedule. Also, I have a podcast called Take 25. The first episode is on this channel. You can also find it in the major podcasting services out there like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. But I've got another one recorded that's going to go out here in a few weeks that is zombie related, so I hope you check that out. So be sure to subscribe to this channel. Get down in the comments below. Let's start talking about zombie films. What are some of your favorites? What are some of your survival tactics? Would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
You are watching a master.